Hello, it is 2 Hour Trek Wednesday, and I am feeling a little bit better. I'm messing around with my idle screen right now because I need a better idle screen. So I'm thinking that I can cannibalize a little bit of stuff that I did for my How to Use Famitracker series and spruce it up a little bit. That's so small. Just screwing around, waiting for people to pile in. But for the most part, I'm just glad I'm feeling a little better. Um, because I usually watch my stream from the prior day. Like on Thursdays, I usually spend the morning while I'm at work having the stream in the background, and I could not get through it. I mean, I posted it on YouTube because I really also hate to have a gap in my posts. But man, I'm glad I'm feeling better now. But I almost wish I hadn't streamed at all. And I'm still used to this whole process, so it's like if maybe I shouldn't have streamed. I should have just posted a message, was like, "Hey guys, sorry I can't do this today." And that excuse me, that probably would have been acceptable. So yeah. Um there's actually a lot of layouts in OBS that I need to make soon because I have my album release party. Geez, in like 3 days, 4 days, Saturday. Um, so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to releasing that album. Excuse me. Um, Another thing that's going on is that I'm on call. So hopefully I don't get a ticket halfway through the thing because that would make me sad. And I'd have to figure out how to both pause the stream and you know, figure that stuff out. So, yeah. For those who are watching this on YouTube and are not familiar, this is 2 Hour Trek Sunday or Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's 2 Hour Trek Wednesday, and I sit down and I have a list of challenges right here that I have been going through. This is the composition quest log, and it is from the Video Game Music Academy, which is a pretty cool site. It offers a lot of cool ideas and tips for writing music for video games. And there have been a couple very difficult challenges on here, but this one is one that I've been looking forward to because I feel like I am somewhat competent at it rather than writing a piratey jig or creating a song using entirely my voice. So there have been a couple very difficult challenges that I made my way through, but I can't really say that I overcame them. So it'll be good to work on a little bit more familiar ground today. So yeah, there's a lot of people. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't post the link on my Twitter thing. Let me try that again. I'm such a dunce. I'm so bad at the social medias. Okay. Stream starts soon. Now with Twitch link. With 100% more Twitch link. Ugh. I am a genius. Um, Hopefully that'll help. I need to get into the habit of broadcasting when I stream, even though that I have a schedule posted on on my Twitter or not my Twitter, but my Twitch page and all this other stuff. It's like I still feel like it's difficult for people to understand, when I stream because it's not super obvious, and that's okay. So this is the countdown timer. I got that. I got a couple minutes till I get going. I don't need this open. I definitely don't want to save it. So I've been working on the How to Use Famitracker series, which is basically a tutorial on how to use Famitracker, which is what I'm going to be using today because today's challenge is make a chiptune track. It's called Kicking It Old School. Make a chiptune track. Remember your roots and bring back some of that 8-bit flavor. And I am hella looking forward to this for a couple reasons. For one, I like making chiptunes. I think they're super cool, and Famitracker is a fun program to work in. Secondly, I am hoping that this turns out well enough for me to just use as an example on my How to Use Famitracker series. Just because, like, at the end of the series, then I can be like, hey, so if you found this useful and you want to see this in action, just go here. Oh, thank you for the follow, Igor. I really appreciate that. I have my email open in the other window, and that's actually good because I want to be more responsive when people do stuff like that. I tried to set up Twitch alerts, which is a super useful bit of software, but I still need to fiddle with it. I haven't had time. I also have Ableton open in the background here, mostly just because playing my piano in my MIDI keyboard in Famitracker doesn't work so well. So I have this set up in the background, and I'm probably gonna switch this. Oh, thank you, Igor. I am working on a video series for that, so it's probably going to cover most of the same stuff. But I definitely want to expand on that, and I think YouTube, it's just like a different way to learn things. Like some people learn by reading, some people learn by doing, and some people learn by watching. So I just want to make sure that it's as accessible as possible. So I was what's the guy's name? I was watching Bill. What's his name? Bill Hilton. He has a YouTube channel for improvisational piano, and he was talking about this cool chord progression that's good for just improvisation. So it's pretty cool. Let's see if I can actually do something with it. Whoop. I messed it up. It's just fun to mess with. I'm definitely not the best piano player. Yep. Anyway, I need to start the challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this piano just to a basic analog synth, just so I have something to pick out notes when I plunk them into Famitracker, because I find it very useful. So, really basic, but that's all I need. I'm actually going to change that to a pulse wave. So, okay, so this is Famitracker. Let me move it over to this. Oops, I gotta fix that. Edit this. Edit scene. You are in the way, sir. And the chat disappeared. So that's two things I need to fix before I really get going here. I'd like to know why the chat room disappeared. I apologize for the delay. Select region. Oh, it's not selecting everything. There we go. So I stop snapping and just go where I want you to go. There we go. Okay, so that's taken care of. Good old on-the-fly editing. So I was trying to think of just a general theme with what I wanted to do today. And I can't remember where I heard it, but I heard the phrase sticky fingers, like a thief or something like that. And I like that. I like that idea. So I'm going to just get something going. No, this isn't my finished projects. 2-hour track challenge. It is 2016-03-02. It's like 2-hour track Wednesday, sticky fingers. So yeah, that's what we're working with here. And I am going to set the timer so I don't forget start. I keep that big enough so I can actually see it going. And it's going. Cool. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I wanted to at least get something going. When I create something in Famitracker, I always have an empty instrument. This just allows me to be flexible if I want to just mess around with something. Or, I mean, Triangle doesn't inherit a lot of the attributes of like volume or anything else, so it's good to just have an empty one there. I also kind of wanted this to be fast, so I'm going to bring it up to 180. So okay. This maybe 180 might be a little too fast. I'm just messing around with some basic right, I actually need to cut those notes too, don't I? And if for some reason the Famitracker window is hard to is hard to read, let me know. The rhythm's kind of jacked there. So I don't know if I like that. I like the idea. The staggered triplet, which is basically that works really well in a lot of situations. And I'm gonna try to stick with that. I'm thinking that just some basic noise just to get some basic rhythm. I'm not really, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm not really like making a song right now as much as I am making a scaffolding for a song. Whoop. I did it again. So that needs to be a lot faster. A9, just get rid of all these because it's redundant. Okay. Lower that by an octave, just see what it sounds like. Yeah, so when I think like sticky fingers and stealing stuff, a lot of the time it's like kind of sneaking around because you're not sticky fingers and you're not like stealing stuff by smashing into a bank vault or something. You're like being subversive. So actually, the little hat pattern I made here works pretty well. So I'm just gonna another thing I really like about Famitracker is how since everything is so broken apart, it's a lot easier, I feel, to do like call and response melodies. I find it to be pretty difficult to do it in like something like Ableton. Whoa. So oop. So yeah, I don't know if anybody have questions or comments or whatever, but it's going to be, in this one, it's going to be a lot of keyboard input. So I would be happy to talk to people and just hang out and, you know, do whatever. If you have questions about Famitracker or questions about life, creativity. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. So this should get pushed down to here. Okay, so it's a little bit of expanding on the theme or the rhythm that I'm setting up. Who knows if this goes anywhere? Like always, I also think that adding like a basic kick and making a kick in Famitracker is actually super easy. You get a high triangle, and then you pitch it down to crazy low. Yeah, Igor. The effects can be difficult once you get once you just start out, because you basically have to memorize all of them, and it definitely takes a little bit of getting used to. But honestly, I use probably 5 or 6 of them primarily. Like I have the A here, which is the volume envelope or the volume modification. And the A, the first one is in, the second one is out. So if you want things to fade in, you mess with the first one. If you want things to fade out, you mess with the second one. S shortens the note, basically. So this tells the note to only play 4 more frames, and each row is 6 frames. So if you did S6, that would be basically playing the whole row. But S4 is playing 2/3 of the row. So this basically shortens the note. That's all I'm using right now. I did use a pitch bend. Q pitch bends up, and R pitch bends down. And that's like 90% of what I do. There is G, which delays the start of the note, which is useful when you're doing very quick note runs, but I don't know if I'll get into that. Oh, and 4 is an important one because it's vibrato. But it doesn't work. But it doesn't work when it's such a low pitch. Yeah. So when it comes to vibrato, I do 4/6/4 usually. I think that's a pretty good medium. Yeah. Yeah, you can do tons of stuff with just those 4 or 5. And I know in the How to Use Famitracker series, I did list out a bunch. But I also know that there's a bunch to work with. I'm gonna lower this volume down by a little bit, just because the problem with high notes is that they are higher energy, meaning that they are louder, or they're perceived as louder, even though the computer doesn't know the difference. Yeah. So what I'm doing right here is I'm setting up a little bit of a call and response between the rhythms and And everything else. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I'm just messing around right now. I don't have a very set idea of what I want to do. Let's see if that works better. Whoops. R. There we go. For C. So with pitch bend, the R, this is pitch bend down, and it pitch bends 4 semitones per row, and the maximum range is C, which is an octave, which is 12. Because this is in hexadecimal, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. So it's essentially counting from 1 to 10, except there's 16 numbers. So you have to just add the letters. It's a little confusing. But working with... Why is that? Oh, because I'm dumb. Okay. The one thing I really love working with Famitracker is because you can create so many weird layers with so little. I'm actually going to try to lower... try to lower these kicks a little bit because they're a little high pitched right now, which means they're louder. Let's just do that. Oops. I've never really used the 2 pitch bend for a melodic thing before, so we'll see how that goes. I also realize that this 2 carries over between notes, so I only need one of them, and that'll help. That'll help move things around. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, so this triangle right here. So it's basically making a kick sound. And that's exactly what I want. Just to accentuate or to counter... Okay. So I have this right here, and what I want to do is I want to ... bow, bop, bop, bop. So it goes up, but then it slides back down. So that's the dominant. So it's 7 semitones away, so I can do like 4, 7. Except I want to start a little bit earlier. Yep. So. And then I can add a little bit more motion with the triangle, because the triangle actually works really well. A lot of people think of it as just kind of the bass channel, but it works pretty well as a higher words, a higher frequency instrument, higher pitch. And F, I just realized, is not... There we go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a little bit of a grace note. So what this G does is it delays this note by 3 frames, and there's 4 frames, and there's 6 frames in a row, so it's going to be a very quick note. Let me just mute that. That's 2. And just try 2. It might not need any at all, really. Oh, well, it also doesn't help that it's being... Yeah. And I could do a little pitch bend there, but I don't know. Another thing I could do is if I wanted to get really fancy, I could do that, and I could also cut it right away. So it would be super short. So what this is doing is it's delaying it by 2 and then only playing it for 2. So if you looked at the thing, it would be like 2 empty, 2 note, 2 cut. So like it'd be really short. The G is for delay, yes. So what you're doing is you're delaying the trigger of this note by 2 frames. And then the S means that it only plays the note for 2 frames. And then, so there's a little bit of a gap between the F and the G, even though the F is starting a little bit later. This cuts through a little bit too much. And if it's cutting through a little bit too much, let's make it cut through more and up in an octave. I like this better. I'm going to move this down. And I realized that since this this run is going up to F, I probably want to keep these going to F as well. So we can do that. So we'll have a little bit of a call and response between this here, and so excuse me. And this should be down one more. And another thing I'm going to do is, and this gets it more into instrument juggling, I want this note to play longer, so I'm actually going to cut out this kick. And I think that, yeah, so it's kind of figuring out the priority that you want to play your notes in. And sometimes things override other things. And I am probably going to add an expansion channel for this. In fact, I'll just do that now. I like the Konami one because it just offers basic ones. I don't know how much I'm going to use them. I try to stick with the primary 4 just because it's more fun. But as you all know, sometimes you just gotta have that extra note or 2 in there. And I'm going to do another pitch bend. I'm just going to steal this. Another pitch bend right there. Nah, I don't like that. I'm actually going to cut it there. I think that's the problem. It feels like this note goes on for a little too long, if you know what I mean. At some point, I'm going to mess with the noise some more. But for the moment... Okay, so there's a bug in here somewhere. I think that it is in the pulse channel. Oh, because it never stops. Never terminate that note. There we go. Yeah. So what I want to do here is sorry, I'm getting lost in thought a little bit. Is just try to figure out. So rather than, and I want to do a little bit of a triangle run here too, but I want, one thing I really love doing with Famitracker is you have all this crazy stuff going on, and then all of a sudden everything snaps to the same rhythm. And that's always incredibly fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this stuff down here. And mess around with that. And that gets moved. These get deleted. I can chuck all this into one instrument. And that goes down back to 2. And we're back in business. And I'm just going to keep extending this rhythm, this bop, 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 as long as I can. Which I guess is forever since I'm in control of it. But... And another thing I like doing with Famitracker is weird notes. Oh, that's good. There. So I'm actually just going to copy this down here just so I can reset it when I want. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll just remake it. How about that? Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I don't like these note cuts here. I want them to be short or shorter, I guess. The problem is that 1 is too low and 2 is too high, so I'm actually going to cut it. So these are basically dotted 8th notes, dotted 16th notes. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Famitracker is pretty rad. I love working with it. It's a lot of fun. Whoa, that's way too high. Oh. Another cool thing that you can do with Famitracker is if you do a vibrato on, if you do a vibrato on the noise channel, you get weird sounds. This needs to be faster. I can never remember which one's which. If the 6, I think 6 is the depth of the oscillation, and the 4, the second one, is the frequency of the oscillation. So I want to bring that up to like 7. Yeah. So this is where, when you're making like Nintendo sound effects, this is where you get your like explosion sounds from. So that's pretty cool. I want to bring that. Yeah. So I think we have kind of a loop. Oh, I wanted to do something in this part too because it's pretty empty. And I'll get to that in a second. First, unmute. So, yeah, exactly. Actually, I think Mega Man's death noise is just the triangle channel. Like, it's just... That doesn't really matter. But I think this is like the Mega Man death noise is just literally this. Oh, except it'll probably be like, yeah. So, hey, Pokey, good to see you, man. I don't know if I. So yeah, Mega Man death noise, except with volume. Yeah, well, I completely agree with you, Pokey, where it's a very acquired taste, and us hipsters, I love it. And part of the reason why I love it and why I like Famitracker so much is is because you have so many limitations. Like, hey Akia, good to see you, man. I realized, Akia, that I never sent you that PDF file, and I'm very sorry about that. Um, but I will try to send that to you. Otherwise, please remind me. And I do have it on my Dropbox. I just need to send you the link. So this is what I have so far. Okay, so this needs to go away. This needs to go over here. Whoops. 464. And there. I'm so glad that so many people have showed up. I'm really happy to see everybody. Oh, good, Akia. I know that there was like a subscription wall or something behind, or at least there used to be. Maybe there isn't anymore. Okay, so what I want to do is do want to cut these notes, but I want to cut them at the S3 rather than the end. So I'm going to create my first extra row of effects, and I'll probably mess around with that more later. One thing I was going to do, and I keep using the scroll wheel even though this is the entire project because I have a nice monitor that allows me to do that, which was nice. One thing that I like to do with these drums is you can actually put an arpeggiator on them and create drum rolls. That kind of messed it up because this needs to be higher. And once again, I'm going to add another effect row and move this over. And having the A9 is pretty redundant for these, but actually let's be real here and just make an instrument hats. Because honestly, I don't want these to last super long anyway. So when we start with envelopes for percussion, it starts very loud and drops off quickly, and then it stays. Then it tapers off slowly. I found that works really the best, especially for snares. But it works pretty well for these two. I have to burp. Excuse me. So now I can get rid of these A9s altogether. And just 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. This one has to stay 0, and this one at the bottom stays 0 as well. There. Perfect. Boop. That's cool, Pokey. I'm super glad that you're able to listen, and of course, as always, the recording will be up on Twitch and on YouTube's, and I think that link has been popping up over on the left hand or above my face. Igor, it takes a little while to get used to Famitracker, and one thing that I don't know if I touched on a whole lot in my videos was, or in the blog post, was that I spent a lot of time redoing a lot of my old songs. Like I made a bunch of chiptune songs in Ableton, and I spent a lot of time pushing all of those songs over into Famitracker, and that's basically how I learned how to use it. Okay, so this is a little ridiculous. I'm going to bring this back. Okay, so I'm going to add another pattern and get rid of, it got rid of the Mega Man sound for me. So the noise channel, I kind of just like, I just like the basic sound already, like as it is. And I kind of like the bass. So I'm going to add a snare instrument. There's two things I like to do with the snare. The first one is create a fairly long volume envelope, like 12 or 13, because usually it gets chopped off because the noise channel is monophonic. As always, I have a quick attack and then a long decay. Let's try it like this. That's a little better. And then the second thing I do is I go to the arpeggio and I actually pitch bend this either up or down depending on how I feel at the time. And I think going up is going to work the best. So if I go to here, whoop, there. Yeah, perfect. I love it. So I could put it on the 2 and the 4. But honestly, I kind of like it better just on the 4. And then I'm going to have the same rhythm here. And then one thing, and this isn't common, or this isn't, you know, like what all Nintendo tracks were, but it's generally like they have an A section and then a B section that loops back to the A section. So, and depending on how much time I have, I might make it longer than that. A lot of the songs I've been making lately have been that route, just because they're for small projects and, you know, I honestly can't spend a whole ton of time on them, but, you know, who knows? Okay, so I really like this, but I think I want to bring it down. Whoa, not that low. Down to a little bit lower noise. I think that will help cut through the rest of this. So next thing I want to do, is get a little bit more weirdness in here. Hey Kendo, how you doing? Happy to see you on this Wednesday. I am super happy that I'm feeling better and my brain is actually in one place, rather than not anywhere near my body. Yeah. Oops. Pop. Oh, right. I need to cut it here, too. Okay. I'm just messing with different rhythm things because I don't want to repeat myself too much. Well, yeah, you got to keep those around. I mean, it would just be a waste to get rid of them. I can't remember the quote, or who said the quote rather, but he says, maybe it was Stephen King, where he says that he has the heart of a child, he keeps it on his desk or something. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And sometimes I bang around on my keyboard forever trying to figure out the right notes and like the right flow for the stuff, but this time things are coming together pretty well, which makes me happy. So obviously I want to start bringing this stuff over with it, and it's kind of like building in layers. So again, I'm going to start with the kicks just to get another layer going here. That's not the right spot for it. It goes down here. What am I doing? There we go. So okay, so things kind of like just like keep progressing and getting more complicated as it goes, which might be a problem when things get too complicated. But thanks, Igor. I appreciate it. Oops. So I'm at F#3. Make a song, make the bass noises before you them and stuff. I now I have to I found this I have to find it real quick. I found a sample from a video that can only assume that it's from a porn. Oh, let me shoot, where is it? Folders, samples. I totally stole it because it's so stupid. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, Mexico, that's another
We'll
one.
get
I got
BTS for
pissed
you.
on once in Mexico. I asked for it, though. I know.
It's like, okay. Yeah, Kendo, if you wanted to find some samples for me, I don't know how extensive my library is, and I don't want to risk going to Pornhub and getting a bunch of viruses. But that one, that sample that I found, that sample I found, definitely I want to use that in a video or in a song sometime. That's kind of how I felt when I first heard it. It's hilarious. Oops. I guess, yeah. I'm not the one that peed on anybody. I'm just saying, you know. Okay, so I need to get a little bit of momentum back here. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to handle this to extend on this. Actually, sometimes repetition is really the best way to handle it. So I just feel super lazy sometimes just copying things from prior sections, but at the same time it's like you never want to go full EDM on people or IDM. Like for those who aren't familiar with IDM, it's called intelligent dance music, and it's generally designed to be very complicated without a whole lot of structure. And I don't really want to go that route sometimes. And like if this is going to come out to be like a game soundtrack or something, generally this stuff sits in the background. You don't want to go friggin' crazy with it, you know. Okay. Okay, that's good. Well, it's getting to be good. There's some weirdness going on. Like right here. What's going on with this? Oh, it's a different note before. Excuse me. Okay, so S4. That's probably not right either. There's this big pause, and one problem that I have when I write music, and I notice that the chat window is a little wonky, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. One thing I notice when I write music is I try to fill in all of the God, OBS, I hate you. I hate you. Okay, I try to fill in all the little gaps, and sometimes, like, having these little gaps is exactly what I want or what I should have. So I have G sharp. Okay. And just try some hard note cuts there and see if that does the trick. I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah. I don't like that. I want this to be like a super hard pitch down. So I'm gonna... That's better. Okay, so we got our A section, which is pretty rad. One thing that I noticed a difference from the first section to the second is that this note is actually chopped off, so I'm going to extend it out at least the first time. Okay, so all of these notes are leading into something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to copy this section, and I'm going to paste it right here. Really? I'm going to copy this section, and I'm going to paste it right here, so I am able to lead this to the right spot. Stinky fingers. It's called sticky fingers. Infinity robber game. I love it. Stinky fingers. It's something completely different. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do with this is now I'm going to take these hats, which is a D, 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 there it is. And I'm going to have them go every, every bar instead of every other bar, and which is going to basically increase the tempo, or it's going to feel like it increases the tempo, or at least the intensity. So we have C6, A6, C6, A6, C6, A6. Well, you know, I have my thick Minnesotan accent, So when I say the word bag, oh, we got a bag over here. No. So hi, Pokey. Okay, so we end right here. And one thing we can one thing we can do is we need to cut this off. So one thing we can do is we can just do these at C and an A. We can do a fade out, and we can see how this goes. If we, I just want to extend the drums out. So, yeah. So now we're going to move the snare to the 3, so we're basically in like half time, except the hats make it feel like double time. Which is pretty cool. I'm just feeling weird right now, so I can do some pitch bends. So whoops. This is kind of weird, but I kind of like it too. And then whoops. That's not C. That's not C. Well, it is C, but boop, boop. Okay. And obviously we're going to be adding some stuff in the Pulse 1 and 2 channels as well. I'm just kind of messing around with things right now. I am going to add something of a lead instrument because I want the duty noise to be a little bit different from this. So what this does, this changes the pulse width of the instrument. So either it's at, there's 4 options, but there's really like 3, because if it's at 100%, or it's like this is 0, 25, 50, 75. So 25 and 75 pretty much sound the same. So if you go from 25 to 75, it's like the same thing, just inversed. And this is 0. And then you can do some gross stuff if you loop the pulse. Oops. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this, but I'm just messing around with things. You know, you gotta mess around. So this is actually going to start at 0 volume and slowly raise up, and then I don't want it to get crazy loud, so I'm going to have it end there. Actually, I'll just have it go down. Oh, in first and then out, and then in and then out, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. Cool. So that's pretty cool. I want these low triangle notes to actually last longer because right now they're getting cut off in the whole frame. So I'm going to set this to a cutoff delay of 4. Yeah, this is weird, and I'm okay with that. Also, Pokey, you should be driving. If you get in an accident on my account, I'll be really sad. Another thing I want to do is, since I have this extra channel here, I can be super annoying with with this and just have these crazy short notes. Well, once I get a volume attached to them. So they're going to be like kind of in the background, but they lend an air of movement. And then you can also do weird, cool stuff like octave shifted around. So oops, that's too early. Okay. There. Oops. So I'm just going to copy and paste this over. And once again, like, it might be taking the cheap route, but you know, whatever. I'm just having fun. This ain't for a game or anything, just screwing around. Oop. One thing I noticed that the C1, like the super low triangle, it is not useful in like any circumstance. Okay, so this actually all gets moved up. No. Copy. Cut. Paste. Oh, man. Wow, it's almost been an hour already. That's pretty cool. I think I made some pretty good progress. Like, if this was something I made for Pixel Minute games, which entirely could be, this song would be basically done. I'd drop I would what words am I trying to figure out to say? I would do a simple transition back to the A section and I would call it good. But in this case, I've got a whole nother hour to mess with it. Cool. This is in the wrong spot. This needs to be up here. Okay, well, for starters, this needs to get a note cut there because there's a little bit of a bug with the triangle channel. I'm going to bring these up. Sorry about the volume thing there. Starting halfway through a pattern sometimes messes up the volumes because it just defaults to F. Let's see. I need to stand up for a second. So, what can we do with this now? Ouch. I don't feel like the transition between the first section and the second section is very clean. It's actually not bad. I think this is where we add our lead. Because we kind of have this bass groove going right here. Why not? That's the DPCM channel. We don't want to add samples. Samples are for noobs. All right, and we can't add a lead that way. So lead. The DCPM, I can't exactly remember what exactly it stands for. It's like the something pulse control manager. It's basically the sampler. DPCM. So yeah, it allows you to import samples and you can play those back. I can't remember what it's called though. I'm just curious now. Well, it's not going to tell me. So it allows you to import samples basically and play those samples back, which is super useful. But that's for noobs. No, it's actually, you can do some super cool stuff with it. I've just never taken the time to learn it fully. I could have sworn that DPCM was like the definition was in, whatever. It's not in there. So now, oops. What I'm going to do here, actually, I don't need an extra thing for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these, I'm going to cut these really short, so I'm going to delay the note by six frames, meaning this note is actually going to play on this row, but this note is delayed by 3 frames, so it's basically going to play both of these notes on the same row, in theory. It did that, but I honestly didn't like the sound, so it was too fast. I keep forgetting that this is at 180 beats per minute. What is that, 5? I'm actually going to bring the volume of this down to accentuate this lead, and with this lead I'm going to change the pulse width to something a little bit. The problem with having this crazy pulse modulated background. Hey Nathan, how you doing? Go AirPlay. Nice. The problem with this, with having the pulse modulation that I have in this section, is that it takes up a huge frequency range. So I actually need to lower the volume on this a little bit. I'm doing pretty well today, man. I appreciate you asking. I've had some fun with this one so far. So let's see. Okay, so I'm at D sharp right here. Oops. So D sharp 5. I moved everything around. And then I want to pitch bend this down rather than just cutting the note. So D to B would be 3 semitones. So I want to pitch it down slowly, so that should work. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to pitch that up again, and I'm going to just hard code that to 0, so ah. Okay, so that should be a little better. Okay, so I have this pattern that I'm actually going to stick with for a little while. It's actually been quite some time since I made a full song rather than just a couple simple loops. So this is kind of refreshing. Makes me happy. Nice. One thing that I liked, or bell. I don't know if it's going to be an actual bell sound, but I think it was Out of Time. I had a similar sound where it sounded like kind of a bell, like a church bell gonging in the background. So I just kind of want to accentuate something. Two should be good. And I want to stagger that. So now when we go from this to that, okay, so I'm actually going to cut those a little shorter. And so what are we doing with this arpeggio over here? Let's mess with it a little bit. So we're going from C to D sharp to G, so very basic. So what if we do basically go from C to D sharp to A sharp, which is a C minor 7th without the dominant, the G. That's pretty common. That happens a lot in the Famicom, the Nintendo era sound effects. For a couple of reasons. One of them, the frequency the frequencies generated by a pulse or by a sawtooth generally, well, I don't know how much people know about frequency spectrums and stuff, but basically the fifth is also part of the bass, which is why they sound so good together. But since it's part of the bass, you don't really need it to get the same sound. It's there to reinforce, but since you only have so many notes to work with, you can kind of get rid of it, and nobody really cares. Oop. Where am I going? Yep. Cool. Okay, so let's go back to this lead and try to make it a little bit more have it give it some character. So we have this pattern right here, which we can leverage. Ugh. Okay. Whoa, sorry. Okay, so then we're basically just taking the theme and messing with it over and over in different ways. Of course, we need to kill this in the same frame. So now it should work. Bop, 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 bom. Okay, so it's that. Stop it. It takes a little while to get used to the to how things are inputted. I'm obviously still getting used to it too. Oh, right, because I'm super smart. This should go here. And this should go here. So, I'm just got to move stuff around a little bit. Because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Do. What am I doing? Okay. Feels like this needs to get pushed back to here. So this sounds a little piercing right now, which I'm gonna bring it down to 8, because like I said earlier, higher pitched notes might seem like the same volume inside of the software. The computer doesn't know the difference, but our ears can tell the difference. this doesn't need to go down as quickly. So I actually kind of like that the that the vibrato got stuck and did not get removed, and I'm going to do that for all of these now because it was hilarious. So you've done this to yourself, computer. You've done this to yourself. So I'm actually going to dedicate the FX2 channel just for the vibrato stuff, so I can keep it in line. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's way better. I should have done that before. 4. And this is back to 8. And this should be 8. And this should be 8 because I'm a genius. And then let's listen to the whole thing. It's weird. But I'm okay with that. So I'm not a big fan of how this starts now. I don't think there's a long enough pause. I think that's the problem. Yeah. Ah. I know what I'm doing, I swear. Yep, I definitely know what I'm doing. Come on, Ben, keep it together. Nice. Now what do you want to do? Play some piano. Kind of feel like a piano break. I'm gonna load up my my piano again. I do need to sit back and let this ferment for like a minute or two. So I'm gonna dink around on my piano. Just because I feel like it just needs to sit for a minute or two. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I was taught this cool chord progression from a YouTube channel, and I want to mess around with it some more. Doesn't help that my headphone cord is in the way. Oh, it's fun. Also, it like kind of works as a palate cleanser because listening to chiptunes for too long can be kind of fatiguing because you have so many like raw sounds because you're just working with raw waveforms. That's okay, Igor. If you miss anything, like I said, I'm going to be posting this one on YouTube and everywhere else. Oh, thank you for the follow, Pokey. I really appreciate that. I'm going to be posting this on YouTube and anywhere else, so if you miss anything, it's fine. And like I said, I have 45 minutes left, and I'm probably going to add like one more section, maybe 2. I would like to create like a section that's more like sneaking, where it's a little bit more empty, but for the moment, I just need to like give my ears a little bit of a break and mess around with something else. Oops. That's so fun to play. I wish I was better with my left hand. Well, hell, how about this? I figure I'll mess around for another 3 or 4 minutes. I apologize that this is backwards. Oh, okay. How did I get this to work before where it was like perfect? And it just... No. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, that's how I did it before. Whatever. It doesn't really work. Especially since all the notes are down here. I'll just move up here. There. Yeah, mirrors. Yeah, Pokey, sometimes setting up an account can be a pain. It's also reversed on here, which sucks, but, you know. I wish I could make that easier. It's so janky. The other thing I could do is face cam, flip horizontally. Hey! Now it's like looking at a real piano. Deceptive cadence. I don't know. I do need to find a better way of getting my my camera to play nice with gravity here, because it would be cool if I could. Okay, I think my break time is almost up. Another thing about another thing about doing the chiptunes is you're basically just hammering on your keyboard in kind of weird ways, and your wrists can get sore. So it's kind of nice to take a break. Okay, one more time with the chord progression, because I like it. Nah, I screwed it up. It's like going from here to here to here to here. It's pretty though, like. Whoops. Okay. Anyway, back to reality. Flip. Flip, 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 flip. Anyway. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Okay, so where are we with this song? Okay, one thing that I like is adding this snare to all 4 beats. And this should probably be a 1 because it feels like it's getting cut off. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So, what should I do now? I feel like I'm kind of doing this out of order because, like with sticky fingers, you steal something and then maybe you get caught, and this is like the like immediately running away to your car, and then this is like running, like driving away, like a car chase or something. I don't know. I'm trying to abstract it too much. Abstraction. Oh my god. So I'm thinking, let's do a chord change. So right now, this last bit right here is and it expects you to go to here, but what if it goes? So we go instead of here, or here, instead of here we go here, or I want to get my synth back because that'll help. So yeah, let's do that. So instead of D or C, we're going to go to A sharp. Whoa. And then that's D2, which would be D1. Nice. That is not grating at all. And honestly, this really isn't the same chord anymore. This is. That's one of my other songs. Anyway, that was unintentional. Okay, so lead 3. So okay, so this is F instead of D sharp. There it is. Oop. I can hit notes like the best of them. I screwed it up somewhere. Oh wait, no, that's just this ending bit. So what's going on here? Do, do, do. I want to throw a pitch bend in there because it's fun. What am I doing? So it goes A. Yeah. Obviously, that's not all I'm going to do there, but I'm going to just, I like the idea of the... Maybe just ending right there, and we can have a short little loop, because then I can have this loop back into the front. I don't know. So all this can go down a whole step. Actually, it goes down a little more than a whole step, at least parts of it. What is this 0? Oop, too far. Okay, and then we got there. And obviously the lead will... The lead will not... Or it will be there, rather. Sorry, I'm like thinking in 3 different things. 3 different places at once, which is not recommended. So I'm just going to have those fade out. Oops. That is W, not S. There we go. Oops. 3. 3, 2, 1. Done. And then just weird pitch bend it down into nothing. Why not? And then we want to lead it back in, of course. So a little, yeah. I might add another part to that first thing, because the second part's so long now. Am I shrinking, or is this higher? Not that anybody really needs to see my face all the time, but hey, that's better. Okay, well, let's fix this first. Okay, so this is just going to fade out. Standard procedure. So let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not how it works. Is 7 good? Yeah, that 7's pretty good. Obviously, the volume carries over from the prior frame, but if I'm messing with this one, I want to make sure that... Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just, whoop, cut. Let's see. Oops. I kind of like the idea of this, like, sparkle. I don't know if that's the right word for it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens. That I should just get that printed on a t-shirt or something, because that seems to be my theme. It's not a bad theme. We'll leave those at 1, even though, like, technically they should be 0. Let's increase this up. Let's actually increase the volume for these two. So let's say 7 or 9, 6, 9, 6. Four, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then let's see. We start on a C0 or a C1. So let's C1 and start it at 0 and have it increase in volume. So increase in volume a little faster than that, buddy. And then I'm going to have it, basically I'm going to have a note cut at S6, so it's actually going to cut at the start of the next frame. But since the start of the next frame is the start of the song, since it loops around, I'm basically telling this to stop at the end of this row. It's a little hacky, but it's the best way of doing it. The other way I could do is just put a cut right there. But you never know. It's the programmer in me. So now it leads in a little bit better. Another thing I want to do is increase the noise pitch in these by a little bit. Okay, I need to turn on some lights around here. I keep forgetting to do that. When I start the stream, because it's light out when I start the stream. Well, it's warm enough for the neighbors to be sitting outside smoking, even though it's like 36 degrees out. But, you know, it's warm enough out, so it's nice to get that lovely secondhand smoke. It's really not that bad. I don't have any windows open because I'm not crazy, because it's 36 degrees out. Okay, so something has to happen here and then it leads back into the front. Perfect. Another weird thing that I noticed is that this actually has to cut the vibrato at some point, or else it's going to mess up everything else. So I've got 25 minutes left to finish this pattern, which shouldn't be too hard. Excuse me for drinking on stream, but holy crap, I'm thirsty. So I need to finish this pattern, which won't be too hard. I like the idea. Whoops! I like the idea of doing that. That's pretty simple. Not complicated, but, you know, when does music have to be complicated to be good? Snowing, Nathan, that's absurd. That sucks. Unless you like snow, then it's pretty good, but it's been a pretty snow-free year for us in Minnesota, and I am kind of glad for that. I don't mind shoveling, but I do mind shoveling like 3 times a day for a week if it's a bad snowstorm. So it's been a pretty warm winter overall. Okay, so okay, get back to my lead. Up. Okay, so move these over. Down one, I mean. That's the wrong octave. So 8, and then I'm going to do some more volume. Well, you can always move, Pokey. And it snowed in Texas before. It's probably snowed in the time that you've lived there, I hope. I thought it snowed like down there at least once a year. The only thing you're not wrong, Pokey. Really the only thing that I hate about snow is how other people treat it, especially when it comes to driving. Like if snow only fell on yards and it didn't fall on driveways and roads, it would be perfect. But it falls everywhere and people drive like idiots. You know how people drive kind of dumb, like kind of, oh, it's raining out, I better drive slow so I don't hydroplane into a ditch and my car flips over and explodes and kills my family. It's like that times 1,000, because instead of just a perceived danger of the road being slippery because of rain, there's an actual danger of the road being slippery because there's actually ice on it. And if you drive like a sane person, it is not a problem at all. Like, oh, the road's slippery, I should keep another like car length or 2 in between me and the car in front of me. Nope. People still drive like idiots, and it's terrible. So it's I don't hate snow. I hate what snow does to people. Okay, that's what it. Yeah, exactly. Pokey. It's like it sounds like Texas because unfortunately people will probably drive like idiots in Texas. If it snows. Sorry, it's like lost my train of thought completely there. So that should do it. Oh, that was a weird. Sorry, I got a Skype message from the buddy who we keep trying to get together and do music lessons because I definitely want to keep learning, but our schedules do not. Well, yeah, that does sound like Texas. I've been to Texas once. It was pretty cool. I was surprised at how narrow your roads were, considering how many large vehicles you guys had on it. It was a little scary. Not gonna lie. That should do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that, and then whoop, and then do that. Really? I've never been to Australia. I'd like to visit. I need to travel more in general. Okay, so what I have here is basically a finished song, so I'm going to listen to it one more time because it's quick. I'm thinking that I need to add 2 rows in front of this as kind of a lead-in. Okay, well, one thing I don't like is how quickly this fades. And really, it should be down here. Because that is tradition for this. Because all the other times the lead has started on the offbeat, which I like, and I realize that I broke that, and I don't want to break that because it works. And you don't want to break what works because that's why it works. Why it works. I am getting fatigued at talking, I guess. Okay, so I don't know if I have 16 minutes is enough time to do this, but I already do have the template down. I just need to so what I'm doing is I am rearranging two rows in front of the rest of the song so I can mess around with things. I'm thinking that I can keep this pretty simple. Excuse me. And then, yeah. I won't even have, why is that there? Oh, okay, that's for that. Won't even have the pitch or the Words, Ben. You need to say words when you're live, because otherwise you're just stuttering into a microphone. Oh my god. I even forgot what I was trying to say. I don't even know what E does. I think that's a typo. Yeah, it's a typo. So yep, boo, boo. Get rid of all these. I'm going to lower the volume just a little bit, not by much. I'm going to lower the volume by this, though. Yeah. Oh, it's fun to break things. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I don't really have, and I know a lot of people have seen the movie Fargo, and think that that's how all Minnesotans talk. Fargo's not even in Minnesota, for that matter. Like, I guess it's kind of on the border between Minnesota and North Dakota, but but yeah, we don't all talk like that, don't you know? Whoa, delete was not the button I wanted to press. Okay, so I'm going to take, once again, I'm going to take this, and what I'm doing right here is kind of what I did at the start, is I'm just kind of fleshing out this idea, and then I can mess around with it a little bit more. So the start is actually, I'm going to see if this works. And honestly, I can just shove this over here, because why not, you know? Have it all on one channel, make it look super clean, like I did that on purpose. So why are these being weird? Oh, because this is... it's in the wrong spot. Nope. I like the idea of doing some short little boops. Boop, boop. Yeah. Except this needs to get pushed down. 242. Whoa, what did I do? 242. I have 10 minutes left. Oop. That's empty, but it's too high. I have to sneeze. Oh. Excuse me. Whoops. Knocked over half my desk. What I can do now that I have an open channel is do that classic Famichord, which is what it's called, that 1, 3, 9. which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A. So 03A, not 039. So, and then this will fade in and stop and then fade out and then be dead. Or it'll fade out from 0 forever. Oh my gosh. And this should be up an octave. So the 0 effect allows you to create an arpeggio based off of the root note, and then however it only goes up, but you can do however many you want up to F, I guess, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. So you could do like a octave and like a 3 semitones, octave and a third. So this is the same loop, so I need to edit this a little bit. So, I thought there was a cat running around somewhere. I'm losing my mind. So I'm actually gonna keep this bit over here, and whoop, that's not an S, that's a 2. Okay, and then I don't want to have that pattern yet because I want to keep that as a surprise, kind of. Although I have it right there, don't I? But okay, that's what it is. It's the drums. It's the drums. The drums are always there watching. They just need to be the same because in the next loop, that's when things get real. They stop being fake. I don't know. Oops. C S S S 4 4 4 4 3 4. Cool. And then this should be, yeah. I don't want to give away all my secrets. I'm, I guess, literally losing my mind because I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But I think I'm done. That's a bug right there I need to fix. Perfect. Well, except for that one bug. 2 bugs, actually. I found another one that I want to fix. Which is right here. It's right here. This needs to be D sharp. And the other bug was right here. Yeah. There we go. It's a finished song. Clap. I'd clap, but that would blow out your headphones probably. Timer, go away. I'm done with you. I don't need you. So that's a song. Song that I'm actually pretty proud of. It's pretty cool. I was gonna say fun, not. I haven't sworn this whole thing, and that makes me happy too. I don't think I've sworn. I hope not. So it's not a long song, but you know what? Don't have to be long to be good, man. And I'm assuming that's what she said, but I honestly have no way to verify that. Yep. So that's the stream. It's a good one. Thank you, Igor. And thank you, Pokey. Not that it really matters whether or not I swear. It's more of a personal thing. Like, I get so used to doing it. And I don't swear a lot unless it's meaningful. I generally don't. Or when I'm saying it to be funny or weird. But I don't do it just because I'm so mad. So yeah, that's the whole stream. I'm really glad that I was able to make a functional chiptune song throughout this whole process, because I am working on the How to Use Famitracker video series, and this is probably going to be part of that playlist. So that makes me very happy that I'm able to include this in the playlist. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Does anybody out there, to those watching, have questions about either how I did anything or anything regarding Famitracker in general? Otherwise, I want to say thank you for watching. To those of you watching this on YouTube, please click the like button and do that other social media-y stuff that helps get the signal out there, because it's hard to get foothold and get subscribers and all that other cool metric stuff that I don't always pay attention to. And of course, feel free to subscribe to me either on Twitch or on YouTube to find more of these videos in the future, because I will have a lot of them. I'm not stopping for anything. In fact, I'm going to get my composition quest log right now, and I'm going to cross this off if I can find my pen, which I lost. Lost my pen, guys. Stream is ruined. So, the next challenge is one that I'm somewhat interested in. It's called Something Borrowed. Use at least one borrowed chord in one of your compositions. Borrowed chords give you new and exciting options for harmonizing your melodies. So I need to do a little bit of research on this, but my assumption for borrowed chords is borrowing it from a different mode, which I have done in the past. Let's just bring this back over to piano. Which I've done in the past. So it's like if you go from 1 to 4, which is pretty common, or if you invert that to make it a little bit easier. But if you go from 1 and then borrow a chord from 4 minor, you get this. Whoop, if I play it right, that is. You get this, which I love. I absolutely love that change up. So you get but I'm not entirely sure if that's what a borrowed chord is. I need to look it up. So yeah, I think that is the stream for today. And thank you all for watching, both on Twitch and on YouTube. And I already gave my spiel about subscribing and liking and doing all the social media stuff. So I really appreciate it. All my social media links have been popping up on the video anyway. So whatever. I just really appreciate you guys watching and supporting me and offering advice and feedback and all of that good stuff. I've heard some good feedback about how to improve the stream, and I've been taking that into account as I go. So I'm going to end the stream and say goodbye because I am super bad at ending the stream. So you guys have a good one. I will see you later. Take care. Stop streaming.